You guys might remember in the past lesson where I showed you guys about how the chords, they just kind of connect along the fretboard, right? Open E, E in this position, and then back to this one. Okay, and you also might remember in another lesson where I showed you guys the pentatonic scales, the major and minor, major and minor pentatonic scales, and how they also connected along the neck. Now what I want to do, I'd like to show you how each one of those chords have a pentatonic scale that you can play right over that. Okay, like for instance, if you're playing an open E chord, you've got this scale right here. Let's go ahead and stick to the major scale, the major pentatonic scales for this one. Why pentatonic? Well, because pentatonic scales have longer leaps between the intervals, between the notes, that lends itself pretty good to this kind of thing. Like for instance, let's say you're playing an E chord here, like this D style E chord here. Right up inside there, you have okay, and if you play this one here, you have, and you'll know these scales if you watched my other lesson. And if you're watching this one, chances are you did watch my other lesson, because you're only one of 5 people who ever have. Now, if you're playing this G style E chord here, that pattern works. Okay, so you can do all kind of cool things. Like if you're playing this chord here, it's an E chord again, you can actually stretch out and go and you could do that with every one of those chords. Just find your pentatonic scale, in this case major, that goes over it. And you can mix up a little bit of major scale with the major pentatonic too, you know, to get some of those tones. Anyway, you get the idea. Now I want to show you something else that you could do that's pretty cool. You could take 2 notes or even 3 notes at a time from the scales, and you could actually play little intervallic things. Like here. All I'm doing there is I'm taking some of the notes from the pentatonic scale. let's start on the two high strings, the high E and the high B string, right? Now, if you know the scale, you know that there's a note here and then one here, right? So we take two notes, play them together. And then what's happening over here is there's a note here and a note here. And you play them together and it creates this cool little harmony. And then let's take the next two notes. We're going to switch strings now and go. And all we're doing is playing excerpts, as it were. And you can keep going. Do it with any of them, okay? It doesn't have to just be the adjacent strings either. You can try and get cool and get creative and skipping a string. And then find a scale, find a chord. And when you're in one position in a song, you're messing around. But wait, there's more. You can also do this with the minor chords and their minor scales. So let's take do the same thing with the E chord, except I'm going to make a minor, right? Right? And then the next one up would be like this. You get the idea. So, you've got your work cut out for you. As you can see, I do too.
Mommy, I'm a gaga.
Take your chords. Major, go on the neck. Take your corresponding major scale, be it pentatonic or major, in whatever position that chord is in. And you'll always have something that you can actually play in whatever position you're in. And that is all. Okay. Bye. Okay, here's the open E chord, and there's some open notes there you can grab. I'll let you mess with that. Here's the next one, and you'll notice that the scale is the same as the first one. Alright, and here's the next one. You'll want to copy these because if you don't, you're stupid. That's pretty much it. Alright, I hope you enjoy this. Let me know how you like it. Talk to you later.